positive.
Hey, what are we gonna do?
Well, I was thinking about that. Perhaps we can share some scriptures with him, scriptures that would help him to get a solid foundation for what it means to be a husband and even possibly a father.
A father too?
Yeah, I'm not ready for it either. But, I noticed in the scriptures, in the front of our Bible, it has that nice segment there with, 16, 18 different questions. And one of them really applies to what we're talking about, question 17 on page 30. It says, how can the Bible help your family? And there it is. It discusses what can help benefit possibly Chris to be a husband and a father. There's a scripture there in Ephesians, the 5th chapter, verses 28 and 29. What does that really say?
Well, just that it says, in the same way, husbands should love their wives as their own bodies. A man who loves his wife loves himself. For no man ever hated his own body, but he feeds and cherishes it. Each one of you must love his wife as he does himself.
Yeah, very good. So how do you think that could apply to our son?
Well, verse 29 in the Bible actually speaks of how a husband should love his wife the way that Jesus Christ loved the Christian congregation. And Jesus Christ died for the congregation. So Chris's love for Christians should be that intense. And we know that Jesus Christ still feeds the congregation spiritually. So we're going to have to help him to appreciate that it's his responsibility to help feed her spiritually, which one of the basic ways of doing that is family worship, even though it's just two of them.
Yeah, that's very true. A lot of nice points from that. I also like the point here where it mentions that husbands should love their wives as their own bodies. Just as Chris wouldn't purposely or intentionally harm himself, he would have to take really good care of her, and that covers a wide gamut. He would have to take care of her mental needs, her emotional needs, all important, her spiritual needs, and then her material needs. So we have to help him to appreciate that's really a tremendous responsibility.
Yeah, you're right. And actually, if he gives her esteem and consideration, then that's going to help her to feel loved and help her to feel secure, which is also going to help him to be happy. But Chris thinks abstract. We're going to have to think of some kind of illustration for him.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as well. I guess we can illustrate it this way. Say that marriage is like a joint bank account. If each person puts in 50%, say the husband chooses to misuse his 50%, what does that happen? What does that do to the bank account?
It messes up the whole financial investment.
Right. So really, if the husband harms his wife in any way, he's really harming himself.
Yeah.
Heavy responsibility. Maybe we can help press that upon him. And here's another scripture here, Ephesians 6th chapter and verse 4. Lord, we don't want to talk about it. I'm not ready to be a grandfather. But what does that say? And what can we do to help them to appreciate what this means?
Where it says, fathers, do not be irritating your children, but go on bringing them up in the discipline and admonition. And the other Bible that said, mental regulating of Jehovah. So that means that Chris is going to have to appeal to the potential child's heart at a young age, help that child to think about things the way Jehovah wants him to think about it. And once again, one of the basic ways